Hey, this is Kyle Madson with a sports update. The Kings were off last night. They played tonight in Utah. We have coverage of that one right here on Sports 1140. Game night's at 4:30. Kings Live is at 5:30, and tip-off with the G-Man is set for 6 o'clock. And then the Sharks played last night against the Oilers. It was the only NHL game on last night, and the Oilers beat the Sharks in San Jose 4-3 in overtime. It's 8:01. Time to visit MaidaChevy.com and see who's made a great deal at Maida.
Rise and shine, sleepyhead.
I'm not letting you go to work today.
Wait, what?
Everybody, listen up.
Welcome to The Drive.
Morning, morning, morning.
You're gonna talk.
Get on the phone at 339-1140.
Pretty awesome, huh?
Jump in on our text line at 441140.
Everyone is talking about it. You must know that.
The Drive starts now.
All right, coming up at 8:30, we'll get back to sports. We'll recap today's questions and look ahead to tonight's Kings-Jazz game, 339-1140. And your responses at 441140 are fantastic. Got a lot of people suggesting to deep fry a turkey. Yep, absolutely.
Do so carefully, please.
Please do. Know what you're doing.
We had one year in our neighborhood, we had 3 fire trucks roll through, all because of grease fires from people frying turkeys.
Yeah,
in one neighborhood.
Read the directions and be careful. Understand you're dealing with boiling grease. It's very flammable. Please take precautions.
Please.
Also, dispose of your grease correctly, please. Yes. In the container, if possible, when you're done. Couple of Thanksgiving.
Just quick warning. Yeah. 2 minutes. 2 minutes to call.
2 minutes.
8:05.
For Kings tickets.
For Kings tickets.
Couple of notes when we talk about traditions, that is, for Thanksgiving. My grandmother started this every Thanksgiving Eve, so tonight we will do stuffed cabbage. I think every family has their own traditions. Our tradition is stuffed cabbage. It's stuffed with a beef and rice mixture with sort of a sweeter sauce on top. We serve it with mashed potatoes. We're good to go. I'm going to start a new tradition this year, and on Christmas Eve, I'm switching it up. I'm going to make one of those all-day cooking, bubbling on the stove gumbos. An actual gumbo with filet powder and the real deal.
Put it in the gumbo.
Put it in the gumbo?
You remember the inside jokes on the air. It's good. Fun time.
Mm-hmm. But was it inside for you and me?
Yeah, with Jason.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay. I thought you were for a second doing a grant, like put it in the gumbo and send it to the stove.
But that's funny.
Let me answer the question.
Thanksgiving.
For the guy asking about smoking a turkey. And Tom Maley, our friend with Pat and Tom over at Kansas City, is doing the same thing. We were talking about this morning. Everybody's going to have, when you get into smoking meat, everybody has their own religions. And if your meat tastes good, I'm going to try to get through this without the innuendo. If it tastes good, then God bless you and go for it. Everybody has tips that they listen. Here's what I do. Now, you can smoke meat and you can do it on a Weber, Big Green Egg. I use a Traeger. Whatever method, use what you use. But here's what I do. I think you can over-smoke meat. And the problem is with turkey, it's poultry. So there's a couple of things. There's moisture and there's the skin that are very, very important. What I do with my smoked turkey is very simple. I do the best of both worlds. I will throw my turkey on, and here's a little tip for people that might throw you off. I will take about 2 big scoops of mayonnaise, and I will put mayonnaise in a bowl, and then I will put my seasonings in that bowl. So I will throw my garlic powder, my smoked paprika, a little bit of onion powder, whatever spices you use on the outside of a turkey. I will mix it together in the bowl, and then by hand, I will then hand paste the mayonnaise on the outside of a turkey. Now, some of you not familiar with this are probably thinking that sounds disgusting, but please understand that a lot of your prime ribs or different roasts, especially on the grill, there is either a mayonnaise or, in most cases, a mustard crust on the outside. It helps create a crust. It helps adhere the spices to that crust. And trust me when I say, by the time it's done, you cannot taste the mustard.
It cooks the flavor out.
It completely cooks it out. And mayonnaise is obviously much less of an acidic than mustard is, and you can't taste you will never know the mayonnaise is on there, but it helps adhere your spices. So that's number one. That's how I prep it. Then I will throw it in the smoker, and I'll throw it on 225 and I'll play this by ear depending on the size of the turkey, but I'll throw it on for about 2 hours. 2 hours. And then I will check the temperature of the turkey. I'll do the math in my head. Remember, 99.9% of your ovens are highly inaccurate. Whatever your oven temperature says on the outside, if you had a true thermometer in on the inside where your turkey was, a lot of times, generally, if it's 350, you could be off by 15 to 20 degrees either side. I don't care how new your oven is. But I will throw the turkey in. A couple of things you want to invest in if you enjoy cooking that are very simple to keep around the house. Number one is going to be a wire thermometer. That's a thermometer. It's a digital thermometer that has a little wire that leads to the little needle that you can throw in, so I can have a thermometer in my turkey, and I can have the digital readout on the outside, so I constantly know what my turkey's at, what my goal temperature is. And really, for $25, you can get thermometers that you can set an alarm on. And let's say you want your internal temperature of a turkey to be one whatever. I don't know off the top of my head. I'd have to look at the graph. But whatever, 180. And that depends on white meat and dark meat. Again, consult the internet. You can set that thermometer for whatever you want. Remember, the meat is going to continue to rise in temperature a little bit after you take it out of the oven and you rest it, but you're always going to have perfectly cooked roasts, turkeys, etc. So I will smoke the turkey on the grill for a couple hours. I will then take it off, let it sit for a little bit so I can handle it, but I'm only smoking it at 225, so it's not that hot. And then I will bag it up in a turkey bag. I will throw it in the oven, and I will cook it the rest of the way in the oven. That allows me to get the smoke flavor infused, but at the same time, retain a lot of that moisture. Now, if you're out there saying, I smoke my turkey all the time, and it's juicy as hell, Dave, you commie. Okay, I get it. I'm saying there are a lot of people out there that screw up smoked turkeys, and this is a fairly simple two-step way to ensure, as long as you watch your temperatures, to ensure that your turkey is going to come out just fine in both cases. One last thing. If you're using an oven bag, and I always use one, they're the little Reynolds Wrap, big plastic oven bags that you can get for $1.50 at the store. Trust me, they're worth it. If you use an oven bag, couple of things. Please put the spoonful of flour in there and shake it around in the bag before. 2, cut the holes in. Don't forget that. And 3, when your turkey is about 10 to 15 minutes away, maybe 15 minutes away from being done based on temperature, remove the top of the bag and let the skin crisp. Don't leave the turkey in the bag the whole time. You will have mushy skin. All right, 339-1140.
And nobody wants mushy skin on their smoked meat.
No, you don't at all. No, you don't at all. Dave, you got to try sous videing a turkey. I haven't sous videed a turkey yet. I do have a sous vide machine at home, and I've tried it on plenty of other things, ribs, chicken, steaks, and sous vide is a fantastic way to make food if you want to get into all that. I have yet to try turkey.
Never mind.
What?
I was gonna make a super joke.
I know where you were going. What else do I have here for you, Kyle? I have some fun facts for you. You ready?
Do you want to give away Kings tickets first?
I thought we already did.
Nope.
Oh, okay. What call are we doing here?
Oh, I thought you had like a game in mind or something.
I could, but it's going to take up the rest of the set.
Okay. Hey, just grab someone. Grab the first person.
You want
grab
your top
at
of
random.
Okay.
Grab at random.
Yep.
In fact, these people are in order, so maybe start at the top.
Okay.
Ask their favorite Thanksgiving side dish, and if we think it's trash, they don't win.
They've been listening, though. Right?
That's fine. That's okay. Good. Then they're paying attention.
Caller, who's this?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, you.
Stuffing. My favorite is stuffing.
Oh, I thought you were saying your
stuffing.
name is stuffing.
Stuffing.
No,
hey, what's
dish.
going on, man? What's
Hey, how
your
you doing?
favorite
My name
side
is
dish?
Stuffing, and I love stuffing.
This is stuffing in Elk Grove. That's convenient. Favorite side dish is stuffing. Kyle, I can't go against that. Can you? I mean, I know it's the first caller, but are we just going to be D-bags?
Don't be D-bags, man. Hook it up.
That's enough for me.
Yeah, that's a winner.
Congratulations. Kyle Madson and the Kyle Madson giveaway desk. Please do tell this man what, in fact, he has won.
Mr. Stuffing Von Stuffington has won a pair of tickets to see the Sacramento Kings take on Utah at the Golden One Center on November 25th. Get more info at khtk.com. All KHTK giveaways are powered by RooseveltAutomall.com.
Congratulations, Stuffing. Hold the line, and Kyle will deal with you. Okay?
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank
Thanks.
you. He had me hit. Come on, man. Hook it up.
That was really good because my initial thing was I was going to say, make Dave and I laugh. And he did.
Oh, God. Make Kyle. We got to do Make Kyle laugh this week because that'll be the quickest giveaway ever.
Okay.
Somebody just call up. Kyle laughs. That's the end of the contest.
Be good.
My father just texted me asking me about my dad just texted me and said, Grandma's stuffed cabbage. Which grandma? I've never had it. Dad, the stuffed cabbage we have the night before Thanksgiving that we had every freaking year. What's wrong with you? Oh, I remember stuffed cabbage. I remember liver pate. I don't remember any stuffed cabbage. What? Yeah, Dad. Grandma would make stuffed cabbage the night before Thanksgiving. Jeez. Here's some facts that you may not know about Thanksgiving. This is actually not a shocker. The day after Thanksgiving is the busiest day of the year for plumbers. Meal prep and cleanup can clog drains and garbage disposals. Guests requiring additional clothes washing, showers, and toilet flushes put a strain on household plumbing. Plumbers experience a 21% increase in calls over the 4-day weekend, more than any other Thursday to Sunday period in the entire year. I already told you earlier, Big Bird is a turkey. For real, Big Bird's feathers are dyed from the rear end of a turkey. That's not a joke. Minnesota produces more turkeys than any other state in the United States. I thought that'd be Washington, D.C. Raising close to $46 million in 2015. 46 million turkeys in a year? Does that seem right to you? 46 million turkeys? Okay. If you have turkey questions, well, you can call us at 339-1140, but really, honestly, call the Turkey Talk Line hotline from Butterball. Every November and December, they answer all turkey questions. Started in 1981 with 6 home economists who answered 11,000 calls about how to cook a turkey. Since then, the hotline has grown to answer 100,000 calls each season. Includes Spanish turkey speakers, the first male turkey talk line expert, and email, texting, live chat, and social media platforms. The National Turkey Foundation, you might know it as the NTF, estimates that around 88% of Americans eat turkey on Thanksgiving. The other 12% are made up of John, the moron, King's Sacktown royalty, King's Twitter terrible taker, who believes that Thanksgiving food is overrated and that turkey is bad. Things John has said, such as this morning at 7:54, he actually tweeted publicly so people could see it. Green beans aren't a Thanksgiving staple. It's green bean casserole, which is trash.
Tweeted that on purpose?
Shove that can of fungus in a trash can and just give me green beans. I believe he's saying cream of mushroom because he also hates mushrooms and babies. Some people do Twitter takes and hot takes just to get a reaction because they're trying to push whatever job they work for. I know where John works, and I won't say it, but he's a very evil person where he works at. It's a very evil place that he works at.
I didn't know he works for the Lakers.
I'm not
Boom!
But John isn't trying to further anything. John truly believes these things.
Yeah, he's not pushing an agenda.
His rationale is that because we don't eat turkey throughout the year, that turkey sucks, and he'd much rather have different things than turkey on Thanksgiving. To which I say, John, I could eat green bean casserole every week out of the year. There are things I save for Thanksgiving.
Right. It's a tradition.
It's a tradition. By the way, have you ever had a turkey? And I always buy 2 turkeys. I buy 1 turkey because they're like 1 cent a pound around this time. I buy 1 turkey for Thanksgiving. The other turkey I'll put in the freezer. I'll break it out in a few months.
I just snagged one of the ones that runs around outside our building.
And just grabbed it and shot it yourself. Attaboy.
I didn't shoot it. I put it in a rear naked choke.
What'd you do?
It didn't even tap.
What'd you do? Talk it out with it? Convince it through your platforms and your thought processes that it needed to be et?
I was like Grindelwald and very persuasive.
Rubbed avocado all over it. Anyways, bottom line is John's just a terrible person, and nobody should pay attention to him. Kyle, male turkeys are called toms.
Okay.
They're the only ones that can gobble. The females are called hens, and they make clucking or clicking sounds. Americans prefer the white meat of the turkey, like the breast. Yeah, I ate breast of chicken for about 4 years because when I was 6, my cousin Gabrielle told me that she bit into a breast of chicken and she got herself a nipple. And I believed her, and I wouldn't eat chicken breast until I was like 10. True story. Other countries prefer dark meat. Pacific Islanders, however, prefer a whole different part of the turkey, the tail. In a news report from the University of Michigan, they say many Islanders love the turkey tail, or more accurately, and listen, I'm tolerant. Some of the best food I've had is from other cultures. I'm not trying to be a hater. More accurately, they prefer a gland that attaches the tail to the turkey's body, which is filled with oil that the turkey uses to preen its feathers. Oh, God. Sorry. Can't get behind that. AAA expects Thanksgiving 2018 will be at its highest in years. 48.7 million Americans projected to trek 50 miles or more. And did you know the first official presidential pardon of a turkey occurred much more recently than many may think? President George Bush, the first, did it in 1989. It's since become an annual tradition. Stories of unofficial pardons go back all the way to President Lincoln's day. Some other things you may not have known. Thanksgiving was held in autumn of 1621 for the first time. 50 pilgrims, 90 Native Americans, lasted 3 days. Many historians believe that only 5 women were present at that first Thanksgiving, as many female settlers didn't survive that difficult first year in the U.S. Here's something I didn't know till I read it last night. Thanksgiving didn't become a national holiday until over 200 years later. Sarah Josepha Hale, the woman who wrote the classic song Mary Had a Little Lamb, convinced President Abraham Lincoln in 1863 to make Thanksgiving a national holiday after writing letters for 17 years campaigning for this to happen. Impress somebody with that. Thank you. You're welcome. At dinner tomorrow night, that the lady who wrote Mary Had a Little Lamb, which is a multi-platinum hit, has been remixed many, many times. The David Guetta remix of Mary Had a Little Lamb, top notch. The lady who wrote it, convinced it, she is the mother of Thanksgiving. She wrote letters to President Lincoln for 17 years until he finally was convinced to make Thanksgiving a national holiday. 17 years, Kyle. Mary Had a Little Lamb.
He was not the president for 17
I'm
years.
sorry. I read that wrong. She convinced Lincoln to do it after she had written letters to the White House for 17 years. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, actually, Dave, Ford's Theater, heard of it? 17 years. Too soon. No turkey on the menu at the first Thanksgiving. Historians say the menu consisted of, amongst other things, deer, duck, goose, oyster, lobster, fish, and eel. Eel? I never thought of eel as like a colonial dish. They probably ate pumpkins, but no pumpkin pies. They also didn't eat mashed potatoes or cranberry sauce, but they probably ate cranberries, and no turduckens did not exist. Hey, pass that Thanksgiving eel. Hey, is that eel? Let me dunk some of that in my mashed potato.
What's the like raw slab of eel that you can get at a sushi restaurant called?
What, you mean like when they say like
nigiri?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not nigiri, but exactly.
Just like, pass the nigiri, please.
Yeah, yum, yum. Let me dip my eel in some green bean casserole. Also not present. No forks existed at the first Thanksgiving, Kyle.
They did not give a fork.
Nope, not laughing. Thanksgiving was eaten with spoons and knives, but no forks. That's right, because forks weren't even introduced to the Pilgrims until 10 years later and weren't a popular utensil until the 18th century.
What? How was that not a popular utensil right away?
I have no idea.
Like, what, a four-pronged stabbing thing? Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, like if I had to choose between all utensils, fork, number one. Yeah,
unless your diet consisted like entirely of like soups and porridges and breads or whatever they ate at the time, then okay, then I get it.
You know, even if that was the case, I still think the fork would be great for everything else. And then when you come to soups, you could just fork the chunks in your mouth and sip the rest of it. Here's, other than the Marietta Little Lamb thing, this might be the greatest Thanksgiving fact you didn't know. Thanksgiving is the sole reason why TV dinners were invented. In 1953, Swanson had so much extra turkey, 260 tons of extra turkey.
Oh, my God.
That is a lot of turkey that somebody, a salesman, suggested that they should package it onto aluminum trays with other sides like sweet potatoes, and the first TV dinner was born.
Huh.
How about that?
Fascinating.
I know we got a break. Last thing, Benjamin Franklin really, really, really wanted the turkey to be the national bird, not the eagle. He felt the turkey was more well-behaved, was a more ethical and moral bird. We were this close to having Uncle Sam the turkey.
Because, never mind. I'm not going to get into
That's
it.
what we've got there in Washington anyways. Got a bunch of turkeys, right?
Hey,
yeah,
got him.
When we come back, we'll recap some of your questions. We'll recap some of our questions. The Kings and Jazz tonight. It's our special Thanksgiving edition of The Drive. It's Sports 1140 KH. Where do you stuff the eel? KHTK.
Hey, it's Kyle Madson with your top stories on Sports 1140. The Kings were off last night, but they're back in action tonight as they go to Utah to take on the scuffling Jazz. Our coverage right here on Sports 1140 begins with game night at 4:30. Kings Live is at 5:30, and then tip-off with the G-Man is set for 6 o'clock. The Sharks and Oilers in San Jose was the only game in the NHL last night, and the Oilers beat the Sharks 4-3 in overtime. It's 8:30. Time to visit MaidaChevy.com and see who's made a great deal at Maida.
Here we go. The drive continues now.
Thanks to all of you for joining us, those of you that have stuck with us. Only a couple of stick-to-sports texts this morning. I'm proud of you. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. You can text us at 44-1140. Text line's been on fire today. Half hour left. We will be off tomorrow and Friday for the holiday. Back on Monday. We've covered a lot of things today. I'm going to go over some of them. The drive question of the day, you have to pick one and everything that comes with it. Pig, chicken, cow, or fish. Which one do you choose? And again, for those of you just joining us, if you choose chicken, you get chicken and egg and everything. If you get cow, you get cheese and dairy and butter and all that. You can't have any of the others for the rest of your life. You just have cow or pig or chicken or fish. The winner is the correct answer, which is cow. We have had chicken in second. Pig and fish way down the list. I did not ask. What was that? I think that was our. Was that? Can you tell me who that was? I don't know if that came through on the radio. They're just doing a show. Jeez. Don't worry about it. We're just doing a show. It's not like a turkey gobble. My goodness. All right, I thought there was something going on in the hallway. Completely threw me off. I did not ask, what Thanksgiving dish are you least excited for? What is the worst Thanksgiving dish?
It was Chad Skinner and Tom Maley.
Oh, okay. I like them. They're fun.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I went out with my angry face on and then saw who it was.
That's fine.
Was like, nah, all right.
We like them. I thought it was somebody else for a second. I was about to flip my lid. You know who I'm talking about. Thanksgiving dish I'm least excited for. I'm trying to think. What Thanksgiving dish I've said before, I'm not really a sweet potato guy, so I don't really care about that. I don't care about peas or carrots, any sort of vegetables. You can get all the way out of here with Thanksgiving salad. Especially now, by the way. Don't eat the lettuce, dude. But I will say, there are two parts of Thanksgiving dinner. Now, we've focused this entire show on the dinner. What we haven't focused on at all is what I argue is perhaps just as good, if not maybe better than the dinner. And that is the food leading up to Thanksgiving dinner. Now, we are late eaters compared to most. I know a lot of people eat their Thanksgiving dinner around 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're more of, 5, 6 o'clock. We aim for 5, and then it ends up being 6, 6:30 because everything's running late. But we wake up in the morning, and we don't have breakfast. We sleep in. Well, no, we don't. We wake up in the morning, and then it's all about we start cooking immediately and prepping immediately, and it's all about the appetizers, the stuff that you eat. So here's what I generally lay out Thanksgiving morning.
This is what I am most interested in.
Okay. I'm glad you asked, Kyle. First off, I have a massive plate. In fact, like I told you, I have a green bean. I'm such a homemaker, man, at heart. I really am.
It's adorable.
I have a green bean casserole, a specific dish for green bean casserole. Mm-hmm. I also have a specific Thanksgiving dish for deviled eggs.
Okay.
It's a dish that has little indents in it.
Right, of course.
Yeah, and they're shaped like turkeys. So when I say dish, I should say I have like 5 of them. I have like a blue turkey, a brown turkey, a white turkey, all of them with the little indentations in there. I make different styles of deviled eggs. I will make a plate of your normal everyday deviled eggs with the paprika on top. I make deviled eggs with a jalapeno in there. We have crab deviled eggs. We have bacon-topped deviled eggs. Jalapeno, I think I just said that, topped deviled eggs. So we have a bunch of, you have your deviled egg plates that are out there.
Are you a guy that when people arrive, you make sure to go, hey, over here we have the deviled eggs. This got a jalapeno. This is bacon.
I do.
This is, and then you kind of look, and then you grab one and you look to make sure, and then you bite it and you go, oh, this is the crab deviled egg.
I know what all my deviled eggs are because I top them with different colored spices. Yeah.
Smart.
But yes, I give everybody a tour because what I am always afraid of is if somebody's allergic to something, or I don't want grandma biting into one of my jalapeno spicy deviled eggs, unless it's for entertainment. I will also I have a triple crock pot. I will do a very simple dip of Velveeta, a crumbled sausage, and a can of something called Rotel. If you know, you know. If you don't,
Rotel is so
tremendous.
A+.
It's a cheese dip. It's a queso, whatever you want to call it.
And it's got the little chilies in it.
Correct. I will then do a very simple. I will do the little Smokies. Those are the tiny little Polska
That's what I look forward to the most.
Do that with some barbecue sauce.
Although my mom has taken not the little Smokies, but she'll take, like a full sausage, chop it into circles.
Sure.
And then do it that way.
That's great.
A plus.
Absolutely.
Like a chicken apple sausage or something like that. Oh, really good.
That is phenomenal. Seriously, that's absolutely fine. And then I will take meatballs, just the frozen meatballs you get at the store.
Don't get complicated.
I do something a little bit different, though, and it's going to sound gross to people who haven't tried it. Trust me when I say it's good. I will slice very thin jalapenos, and I will take a full jar of grape jelly. And I will mix them together, and I will pour that in.
Ooh.
The grape jelly begins to liquefy a little bit more than its normal state with the jalapeno, so you get a very sweet, spicy meat.
Yeah, I bet that's nice.
I have those tinfoil style banquet trays, deep dish
to-go
banquet
plate.
trays. And what I do is I will take normal hot dogs, just hot dogs, ballpark franks, whatever you want. I'll get a big giant pack of them. And I will cut them into thirds. And then I will get...
Oh, this is great. You've mentioned this before.
I will get a couple of things of bacon. And I will cut the bacon in half, so you have 2 lengths of bacon. I will then wrap each hot dog with the bacon and put a toothpick on top, and I will lay them in the bottom of the dish until it is completely filled. I then take a full package of brown sugar, and I crumble the entire package of brown sugar on top. I will cover them with tinfoil, throw them in the oven at 400 degrees for about 30 to 45 minutes until the brown sugar, along with the bacon grease, is liquefied. You then take them out, cool them for at least 30 minutes. I've had many people burn themselves off of this because the hot molasses and green, it will
caramelizing,
burn the hell out of you.
Because it's sticky, too.
Correct. So we will lay that out.
A lot of what I appreciate about this spread you have here is there are a lot of salty, sweet elements.
Very much.
Which is a go-to that not enough people consider when constructing their dishes.
I agree. You have to have something for everybody because not everybody has that.
Consider this. Before cooking Thanksgiving dinner, if you're cooking a side or doing something where you're cooking and you're not a super experienced cook, because I am not, watch an episode of Chopped and listen to what the judges tell the contestants, because they'll be like, hey, this is really salty. I would have loved a sweet element with this.
Absolutely.
Or this is very spicy. I would have loved a cooling element with this. And consider that when you're making whatever you're making.
Also texture. You're
Texture's
absolutely right.
huge.
Texture is very important. Just wrapping up, I'll do a standard spinach dip. Make sure you use the water chestnuts. I'll put it in a sourdough bowl, and I'll serve it with Triscuits and other and
pieces of I hope sourdough bread.
Yeah, I add that are toasted. So you can choose one or the other. I will do my standard block of cream cheese with hot chili on top and crackers, usually chicken and a biscuit or Triscuit crackers. I will do these are all cream cheese based now. I will do a hot spinach artichoke dip. I will do a block of cream cheese again. There is a red sauce you can get in the store. It's not a salsa. It's not a cocktail sauce. It's somewhere in the middle. It's got a black and white top. And I will take those little cocktail shrimp. I'll pour the sauce over the cream cheese, and then the shrimp I will cover the cream cheese with. It's very good. And then finally, I'll have a tray of sliced salami. I will put a little bit of cream cheese in the middle of that and a slice of Clausen, not Vlasic, Clausen pickle. Roll that up with the toothpick, and then your general, potato chips, Doritos, because you have a lot of stuff to dip. And you got to have a Hickory Farm style, the summer sausage and cheese plate and all that. I just named off a ton of stuff, but please understand that I generally have 15, 20 people over at my house throughout the day. And that's just what we don't serve another meal all day. That's what we pick off.
Yeah, we don't really do like a breakfast. We might do like a coffee in the morning. I know for our family, a lot of the time, it's very much the same thing. Like the stuff gets put out, 10:30, 11 o'clock, and then we just munch all day until Thanksgiving
That's what
dinner.
you do.
So, yeah.
There's no reason to have another meal. It just leads you up to that. I always enjoy, and some of the things that I just named off, I've gotten from you, the listener. So I would love it, 441140, if you have a go-to can't miss, something that I didn't just name, dish that you like to do as an appetizer for whether it's Thanksgiving Day or for football or any other type of party. We're going to try a tater tot casserole this year is going to be a new addition that I just heard about. Please text it in at 441140.
Hey, you're welcome.
Hey, thank you. That was from you.
Do you need the
Got the recipe.
Okay, very good.
Lastly, from the 209, Dave, with all the cooking you do, why don't any of your coworkers or family members rave about how fantastic your cooking is? Well,
Because he never invites anybody over.
quick answer would be number one. I very much separate my work and personal.
Yeah, I've noticed.
There's that.
Dave was called me last night, and we really have to go here.
Really
Called me
have to
last night, and I had to call him back, and I called him back, and he said, Kyle, hang on, let me call you back. I'm with Melissa right now. I need to get out of the room. I'll call you right back, because he didn't want to talk to me
Can't do them both at the
in
same
front
time.
of his family.
Secondly, as far as why isn't the family, I think if you ask most people in my family, they would say that I know my way around a kitchen. I do most of the cooking around the house.
Cut scene to your family at work, like, oh, it's awful.
Shut up. Every year he does all this, and we eat it to be polite.
But we all had McDonald's beforehand.
Notice the dog gains 18 pounds every Thanksgiving because they're getting fed under the table. We'll take a break. When we come back, what's on tap next right here on Sports 1140 KHTK. What's on tap? Brought to you by... What's on tap? Brought to you by... Nothing. Because Kyle's doing something else. Probably work-related, but still.
I'm reading this really awkward text exchange.
Are you? Some guy got mad because he was saying that I was making fun of my dad too hard. I was saying, understand, my dad listens every day. He knows what's going on. Update on that, though. My mom just texted me saying my dad's losing it. My dad claims he's never had my grandma's stuffed cabbage, which she made every night before Thanksgiving. He goes, I don't remember that. I text my mom, because your dad's losing it. He's had the stuffed cabbage before. It's like that old trick they used to pull on me every year at Thanksgiving. My grandmother would also make a liver dip, a chicken liver dip. And my mom would say, I'd say, that's disgusting. I'm not touching that. My mom would say, what are you talking about? You cleaned the bowl last year. You took a spoon. And finally, years later, she admitted to me, she's like, I was just trying to get you to try it again. Like you always hate it. I never liked liver dip.
Shout out, though, to the listeners for having your dad's back.
But they had my dad's back. Jeez. From the 916, my go-to is a dried beef cheese ball. That's my nickname for Kyle. You can Google it. It's delicious and easy. All right, what's on tap? We got a lot of football, but let's start in the NBA. We've been very light sports today, having some fun. It's our holiday show. The Kings take on the Utah Jazz tonight. Kings 9-8, Jazz 8-9 at what is it? Vivint Smart Home Arena.
Visha.
Visha. Ha ha.
I like that we're calling this our holiday show when the day before Christmas Eve, we're definitely having another holiday show.
Oh, absolutely.
Like that's
yeah, so deal with it. Sorry if you wanted sports today.
Holiday show part un.
Kings and Jazz, pregame 5:30, tip-off 6, right here on the Sporty 1140. Getting the NFL. Hey, everybody, remember, you should be doing this anyways because it's Thursday Night Football. You're used to it, but set your lineups today. You have a 9:30 game tomorrow. Bears-Lions, followed by Redskins-Cowboys, Falcons-Saints. And then Friday, we've got Tiger versus Phil. This one's for real. Pay-per-view. I'm going to buy it. It's $20. I'm not going to sit around and grumble. I'm not buying. I'm going to pay $20. It's the two best golfers, perhaps, of our generation going one-on-one. They're mic'd up. It's $20. Get off your wallet. Who cares? It's something I can watch for 6 hours on a freaking Friday. Get off of me. So we'll do that. LeBron's return to Cleveland tonight at ESPN because he's never been back there.
Literally the third time he's going back.
I feel like he's gone back there many more times than that, but I see what you're saying. Just get out of here. A lot of people with different variations of the salami cream cheese roll. Some people use pepperoncinis, and it's pepperoncini. For those of you, I've said this before, and people go, what is a pepperon? You mean pepperoncinis? No, dude, look it up. I've had this argument on the air before. We actually went to a pronunciation expert about 8 years ago. Pepperoncini. So calm down. Did we grab everything here? Let's see. Thanksgiving traditions, we covered that. You do a Thanksgiving Day football game still?
My family does not, but my buddy Paul, who actually works up in the Capitol, is from my hometown. And what?
That was just random.
Well,
my buddy Paul, he actually works up in the Capitol.
I was going to say
here?
Yeah.
Sacramento?
Yeah, so
okay.
I made a connection in my mind and realized it wasn't important.
Right.
So I tried to cut that connection off. He's from my hometown, lives in Sacramento. We're both in our hometown playing football there.
Gotcha.
Glad I got through that. Shout out to Paul.
My wife informed me yesterday.
That you guys are playing football?
No.
Oh.
That she is pregnant. Nope, not that either. Just kidding.
Dude.
I know, right? Hey, you want to see this show go off the rails for a year? Plus, put a new baby in my household, see what happens. And we had that conversation. She brings that up randomly. We'll see like a Facebook memory. There was a Facebook memory of Mason's first steps the other day. She'd be like, I miss having babies. They're 11 and 10. What do you think?
Like,
let me do this. I pull out my computer, I turn the sound all the way up, and I go, nope. I got 7 and 8 years until my kids get out of the house, and I can spend all my money going on cruise ships. And yes, I know older parents are out there like, yeah, right. That's when you're paying for college and buying cars and all that. Yeah, okay, we'll see when we get there. But she informed me that she is, for the first year, taking my 11-year-old daughter with her, and she's going to brave the Black Friday crowds.
Oof.
And that caused a fairly large argument between the two of us. Now, just in case somebody from one of the publications is listening, this argument is not going to lead to imminent divorce. So let's calm down on the headlines. Had too much of that this week. We can't have arguments without there actually being a loss of marriage. But disagreements within the front office of my household could lead to a lot of silent treatments and sleeping in separate bedrooms. Because I told her, do not do that. Do not take her. Black Friday is mostly crazy people. And every year I see videos of this. You know what you do? Here's your Black Friday. You stay at home and get on your computer and order things. I do not understand the mentality of people. Think about this. The mentality of people that roll out of bed at God knows what time. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's people lining up somewhere for Black Friday right now. So you can get a TV for $20 cheaper. And yes, I know you're going to say, well, hold on, Dave. There's the Xbox for $100, dude. Not everybody's rich. Get off of me with that take, and here's why. It's one Xbox that's $100. And the guy at the front of the line gets it. But every time I see those videos of people pushing over other people and getting into giant brawls, it is very, I try as I get older to be more sensitive to the world and understanding, but it's very difficult for me to not go, okay, guess what? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You want to be a part of that, be a part of that. But it makes no sense to me. It's like the person that will drive around 5 miles so they can save 3 cents on gas. Guess what, stupid? You just spent that money driving to the place you're saving the 3 cents on gas so you can wait in the line and idle your car for an hour so you can get the gas at $3.14 instead of $3.20.
You seem upset.
Because I had this argument last night and it's still in my veins. I cannot control, nor would I want to, what my wife does. She is a grown woman. My 11-year-old daughter, on the other hand, I do not want her exposed to this. Here's what I said to my wife.
Can I offer a counter argument for you?
Go ahead.
My cousins and my mom used to go 4 a.m. Black Friday shopping.
Yeah.
Every year. My younger cousins went a couple times, realized it sucks, and no longer go. So perhaps with Avery being exposed to this at, what is she, 11?
Yes.
Being exposed to this at 11 will make her a better person down the line. Learning now. It's like when you're little and you're like, hey, can I get a sip of that alcoholic beverage? And your parents like, all right, yeah, you're going to hate it. And you take a sip, you hate it, and you don't want it anymore.
I completely understand where you're coming from.
That kind of psychology.
Allow me to retort. You know what else?
Can you do so in less than a minute?
You know what else sucks? Violent beatings. They are terrible. I know this, though. I don't want my daughter to experience that, though.
No, I understand. I think you're going overboard. I think you're taking the worst of what you see online, and it's mostly just crowds.
Sure.
People are mostly, for the most part, cordial.
You're spinning the wheel, buddy. You're spinning the wheel of fortune every time you do
this
something like that.
This is how you know I don't have kids. I'm like, yeah, let them do it.
Yeah, let them do it. My daughter can stay at home, and I'll go on YouTube and show her videos of Black Friday. If my wife wants to get curb stomped at a Black Friday event, that's her business. I can't stop her.
Hey, well, whenever they're done, they can take a break from holiday shopping this Saturday and join the 1140 Street Team at Fire Wings inside Delta Shore starting at 5 p.m. Enjoy amazing wings while watching Sacramento take on Golden State. Details at KHTK.com.
All right. Listen, everybody, I will say this before we go. Holidays are a wonderful time of year. Holidays are also a dangerous time of year. It's going to rain today for the first time in over 200 days. Roads will be slippery. A lot of people will be drinking and celebrating. I want all of you back on Monday. Take an Uber, take a Lyft, be careful. We love you. For Kyle Madson, for Eunice, and everybody here, we'll see you Monday. Jim Rome is next. Have a great Thanksgiving. Bye now.